Hey dancers, we are going to talk you through this warm-up and stretch today. So we're just going to start with a roll down, keeping the feet parallel, let your head relax, try to get your nose to your knees, and a slight bend in the knees, and stretching up. Holding here and bend. And stretch again. Tucking our hands underneath our toes and feeling the stretch behind our calves and knees here. This is really good for your hamstrings, really getting the legs nice and warmed up. Now we're going to releve, so just lifting the feet up as you are trying to keep your hands on the floor with straight legs. It's okay if you need to bend your legs, but the goal is to try and keep them straight to get that stretch behind the hamstrings, and testing our balance off the floor if you can with your arms. Placing the hands back down, bending and rolling all the way up. Now we're going to turn out our feet to first position, rolling down again, lead with the head, placing the hands on the floor, relax the head, and nose to knees. And we're going to plie, bending the knees, creating that diamond shape as we keep our hands on the floor, and stretch. And bend one more time. And stretch. Elongating your back and your neck. And bend to roll up, letting your head be the last thing to come up. We're going to step out to second position and rolling all the way down. Fight to keep those legs nice and straight. Holding here, again relax the neck and get a nice deep plie in the knees, opening up our hips. And stretch. And plie again, bending the knees, and stretch. Holding here, and we're going to face the feet parallel, linking the elbows together and swinging side to side, trying to touch the ground. You'll feel this in your hamstrings, trying to keep both legs straight. Opening up to a flat back, make sure your arms are in line with your shoulders and your head is in line with your back, and you're just going to plie, bringing the arms forward and then placing them back in second as you do your flat back. And plie, and open to flat back, and reaching all the way to one side. Use both hands for this, trying to get your nose to your knee. And you're going to bend the opposite leg as you're still holding on to your other leg. So if you're mirroring us at home, this will be your left leg. We're going to walk it over to the other side. Same thing, keep both legs straight, grabbing one side of the ankle, nose to knee. You'll feel a nice side stretch as well, and bending the opposite leg. Coming back to center, and we're going to hold a nice deep second plie. You can use your elbows or your hands to work towards pressing your knees back and try and keep your upper body not hanging too far forward. Placing the hands on the floor, you're going to extend one foot, making sure that the leg that's extended, the knee is facing the ceiling. You're going to walk your way over to the other side, trying to keep your feet exactly where they are, just moving your knees and your hips. And back to center. Holding that deep plie again, opening up our hips. Now we're going to bring the feet into parallel, walking out to a downward dog, pressing into our flat back. Relax the head, pressing those heels into the floor with straight legs. Really holding here for a nice stretch. You can focus on your breathing. You can lift your heels a couple of times, shifting your weight from one side to the other, or you can just hold it in the center. Now you're going to raise one leg up, still keeping that downward dog position. Focus on keeping the knee lengthened, and then you're going to hang it over towards the opposite side to really open up that hip. And you're going to extend that leg back up and bringing it down. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lifting the leg up, straight, hanging it over to the opposite side, bending the knee, really opening up that hip. You can rotate your upper body, extending back out, and placing it down on the floor, holding that downward dog position again. Now you're going to bend your knees and press into your big toes so you can feel a stretch behind your toes. And walking the hands in, and we're going to do a nice hold, touching the toes, bending to roll up. Again, let your head be the last thing to come up. Now we're going to do our A-frame stretch. So taking one foot, placing it in front, reaching up and all the way down, legs straight. You want to make sure that both feet are facing forwards, trying to get your nose to your knee and focusing on keeping both legs straight. And then you're going to bend the back leg, or both legs, sorry, and stretching up. And you're going to do this 4 times. So that if you're still working on getting your legs straight in this stretch, this is really good to warm up those muscles. And you're going to hold and dropping down to a lunge with your knee off the floor. So making sure that your front knee does not go past your ankle and really sitting into the opposite hip. You want to lengthen it out as much as possible. You can wiggle around here, do a couple bounces, and we're going to place the knee on the floor, hands on your knees, and you're going to lift up as you're pressing down into the hip that is reaching towards the floor. Really pushing yourself in this stretch. This will help you get your splits and your jetés, and you're going to pull back and extend the front leg with a flexed foot parallel and reaching that nose to your knee and trying to keep a flat back as you do it. You're going to turn out your front foot to reach that different part in your hamstring muscle group. And then you're going to turn the foot inwards to reach the outer part of your hamstring. Really pulling back, trying to stretch behind the leg. And pressing back into our lunge with our knee on the floor, really getting that extra stretch. And placing the elbows on the floor on the inside of the knee.
Take me to a place where the quiet's found. Take me to a place where there ain't a sound. I know it exists, only seen a glimpse. Feel your soul drift, feel your soul drift. Feel your soul drift.
Now we're sliding into our full split, using your hands to hold you up. Make sure your front knee is facing the ceiling and your back knee is facing the floor. If you're already in your splits, you can reach forward to the front leg. Bringing the legs together, we're going to reach forward in a pike position, reaching for your toes. Really straight legs. Relax your neck. And coming up, we're going to do that all on the other side. So stepping your opposite leg forward, whether you just did your right or your left, into A-frame, reaching up and down, keeping both legs straight, nose to knee. You can also reach towards the back leg. We're going to do 4 bends and stretches, fighting to get those legs straighter and closer to your legs each time.
She left me out in the cold. She left me broken and weary.
Dropping down into a lunge with your back knee off the floor. Starting to loosen up that hip. Dropping the knee onto the floor, placing your hands on your front knee. And then we're going to pull back, keeping that hamstring nice and straight, flexing the front foot, trying to keep your back as flat as possible, and working your chest towards your front leg. You're going to turn out that flexed front foot to reach your inner hamstring. And turning it in to reach your outer hamstring. And back to center. Pushing into that lunge one more time. And placing the elbows on the floor, on the inside of the leg. And sliding into that full split. Again, using your hands to hold you up. Making sure your front knee is facing the ceiling and the back knee is facing the floor. You can reach backwards or or sorry, you can reach forwards or arch backwards if you're looking for an extra stretch. Bringing the legs in front of us, shake it out, and opening up to a butterfly stretch and just reaching forwards. Now you're going to pick up one foot, hook it underneath, sitting as tall as you can. This is stretching out your glute muscles. Really pulling it in as close as you can. And extending the opposite leg out. You're going to extend it forward. Again, you're trying to keep the straightest flat back that you can, sitting nice and tall to work that hamstring group, and you can flex your foot for an extra stretch. You're going to carry the leg to the side, so make sure you grab from the inside, whether that's at your ankle, calf, or foot. And sitting nice and tall. And carrying it back towards the center. And then we're going to let go and hold our balance and using our muscles as we lower down. Same thing on the other side, grabbing the leg, pulling it in, sitting as tall as you can and really cradling that leg, hugging it in close. And extending it forward, right in front of you. Sitting as tall as you can, don't round out that back. Carrying the leg to the side, really working on that turnout, sitting nice and tall. Bringing it back to the front, and we're going to let go and resist as we let the leg slowly drop down. And reaching forwards for one last stretch. And you can make some room for yourself to do a split and a high five. Good job, dancers.